we are only getting media reports right now. Dr. Shahid, who was tasked with creating Jaish-e-Mohammed's women terror wing, Jamaat-ul-Momit. She's supposed to have contacted the Delhi blast plotter Dr. Shaheen was in touch with this Sadia Azhar and Afira Bibi. Now, who are these people? Afira Bibi's husband Umar Farooq was the mastermind of the 2019 Pulwama attack. Sadia Azhar's husband, Yusuf Azhar, was the brain behind the 1999 Kandhar hijack. Now, they get in touch with this woman who's a doctor in UP. That lady supposedly leads a normal life. She's with her husband, leads a normal life, has 2 children. She dumps her husband. She never used to wear hijab or anything like that. She used to be part of, she was employed in a government hospital also. She leaves her husband, divorces him, leaves the children with the husband, disappears for some time. She was living in the same gully as her brothers. Her brothers say we don't know anything about her. She was living in the same area, locality, kuch nahi pata. She disappears, lands up, and then her ex-husband says she wanted to go to Australia and was going to call us. Hum log Australia jana chahte the. Very loose story, probably will be interrogated by the police and we'll get to know later kya hai. This is what he has said in media interviews. And then she gets in touch supposedly through the dark web and gets recruited to do this. You've interrogated so many of these people, these what Chidambaram calls homegrown terrorism. I don't like the word grown because it seems as if some state intelligence organizations are growing them. These are people who are radicalized in some way, either self or through whatever networks. Do you think that it's so easy to recruit people, to get them radicalized in this country? Was it so easy to get women radicalized also? One would think that it's not easy to just get a woman to leave her job, leave her children.
See, radicalization, the initial reason is religion. I think we all have to accept that. Muslim gets radicalized because of the religion. But most important thing is, once you get radicalized, how do you sustain yourself? That is terrorism. That is money. Money. Both go together. Once you are radicalized, then the money factor comes into play, and money sustains
How is
terrorism.
the money coming into these people?
See, money earlier on, when we used to investigate, it used to come through Hawala channels.
Hawala
channels. Most of the money used to come through Hawala channel, and sometimes it came through Western Union and some such agencies.
Okay.
Nowadays, I think it comes through charities and other
NGO networks.
But it
and
used
all
to
that.
come in, charities were involved even then, no?
We actually, when we busted these gangs and all that, terror modules and all that, they mainly through Hawala. They were all conducting.
Because otherwise there were big charities in the Middle East and in Pakistan and other places which used to, but maybe it was coming through Hawala from those charities.
Do the families never get to know when this happens?
No, that is not. They get to know. They know. Yeah, definitely they know. In fact, all of us are talking about a lady, who has been, has been radicalized and all that. Prior to that, although, I would name, if you know Aisha Indrawi.
Yeah, of course.
Duktarane Millat.
Yeah, Duktarane Millat.
So she was also radicalized.
Yeah. But they threw acid on people who went to beauty parlors.
But she not, I would say cannot, there was no, evidence to prove that she was involved in terrorism, but she was a total separatist. And she has been arrested a number of times. So it's nothing new that women are involved in, these type of activities.
But that lady, Duktarane Millat, Asiya Andrabi, was about Azadi for Kashmir. What did this lady sitting in Lucknow want?
See, as I told you,
she doesn't want UP ke liye azadi.
No. As I told you, the radicalization has taken place in whatever manner, through the, through online or through going to the mosque or all that. See, once your mind is radicalized, then what happens basically is, I don't know, about the lady I cannot say, then you are, these people, I mean, whom we had interrogated earlier, the terrorists, they used to be shown pictures of what you call atrocities. Atrocities done on the Muslims in India, atrocities done on Kashmiris in India, the demolition of the Babri Masjid. And then फिर तकरीर होता था पूरा. Sermons and everything. So your mind was totally what you call, I would say the word polluted. Totally
and it's
polluted.
not a one-off thing. It's like relentless.
Relentless. Absolutely, you are they are at it. And then once your mind gets diverted and you are moving towards that end, and then the money factor comes in. You get paid for doing, like as I told this Ashfaq Ahmed, he came here, set up all the money used to come from Pakistan. So money, easy money coming in.
So the neighbors, the family, they don't suspect कि कुछ हो रहा है, because most people who have been interviewed in the past week all say वो तो बिल्कुल normal था. The brothers and sisters, वो तो पढ़ाकू था, पढ़ता था सारा time.
It is not possible. Whatever they say, they may be telling this to save themselves. But what happens is you have seen the person earlier and you have seen the behavior after he or she has been radicalized. So it's a different set of behavior comes in.
But sometimes these are very subtle changes.
I don't think they are subtle changes.
They're not subtle.
They are not subtle changes.
Okay.
So let's take the case, for example, of many of the ISK guys who've been arrested in India. After they have been arrested, people will tell you, you know what, suddenly he had changed. He used to go to the mosque very often. He used to berate us when we used to watch television. He did not want to hear music. Now, these are red flags, right? But listen, if it's your kid, what are you going to do? Go to him, the cop, and say, listen, I think my son's getting radicalized. There have been some cases where parents have actually done that.
Yeah.
But in most of the cases, you will say, I'll take him to the local Maulviji to tell him that he's going on the wrong path. Now, you don't know if that Maulvi is also a smart dude or he's a dumb ass who will probably buttress the radicalism.
So most mothers of these OGWs or whatever say वो spiritual path पे चला गया. There are words to use. I don't want to use that word, but the word basically translate to वो spiritual path पे चला गया. So it doesn't sound negative. But
listen, but what do you expect the family to do?
Yeah.
Do you expect them to go to the local law enforcement? Achha, in many cases, the local law enforcement will not be sensitive to it. So,
because radicalization is not an offense in the sense that unless a violent act has not been committed, it's
but
not
even
an
otherwise, even otherwise. So, supposing I am showing, signs of being radicalized. You notice it, you go to him. Now, it depends on what kind of a person he is. If he is one of those more sensitive guys who know how this whole thing is working, he might say, okay, let me talk to this boy, let me take him inside, let me try some, put him through some programs to de-radicalize him. If he is, on the other hand, he is one of those, this guy is going to become a terrorist, let me beat the shit out of him. Then you will say, I don't know what he's going to do. So you will say, I hope this boy is just becoming spiritual, taking to the path of religion and, getting into some otherworldly nonsense. Because I consider all otherworldly stuff is nonsense. Because I don't know if there is any other world anyways. So my point is that in many cases, people will tend to keep quiet. And once the person is caught or found out or is found to be involved in something, denial is the natural defense system.
True.
So they'll defend themselves. What do you expect the guy to say? I knew my wife is becoming a radical. Then the cops will ask him, why didn't you inform us?
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा.
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है.
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दो?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब.
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप.
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI. It does not lie.